Hello Werewolf Army, this is Jaden's Videos, and I'm back with another Spirit Halloween 2020 animatronic review, and this one is absolutely my personal favorite one of the season, as it is on my favorite Halloween 2020 prop, Krampus. Now, this guy is retailing at Spirit Halloween 2020 for $349.99. And he is a phenomenal prop in my opinion, and honestly, Forest Demon has been my favorite prop of all time for a couple of years now, but I think that this guy has topped him. My favorite prop of all time, now I can safely say, is Krampus. But without any further ado, let's get right into it. First off, one of the things that makes this prop so good is its detail and appearance being exactly like from the movie. Now, I'm a big fan of Krampus in general, but I really like the Krampus movie as well. I'm a big fan of that, and I always wanted them to make a Krampus prop, whether it be from the movie or from the original folklore, but I never thought they'd make it because I didn't think it would appeal to the average buyer, because yes, Krampus I think works well for Halloween. The average buyer I didn't think would decorate with him, but lo and behold, we finally got a Krampus animatronic, and they did not disappoint. It is so screen accurate, and I think it truly is the most screen accurate licensed prop we've ever gotten, and it's great. As you can see, the face has so much detail on it. Now, it is a thin rubbery type material, which surprised me because I thought it was going to be like either latex actually or vinyl, but it is thin rubber, but there's nothing wrong with that. They still got a bunch of detail on there, and it looks great. I do think the detail looks phenomenal. It's screen accurate. Of course, this is the mask that he's wearing, and so he's got two sets of teeth because one of the sets is his, obviously, with the ones with the sharp fangs, as he is a demon, and then the other set of teeth is from the mask that Krampus is wearing. His eyes are actually very thin. It's strange. They're printed on. I expected them to be painted, but the reason they're like that is so the lights can shine through better. The eyes still look great though. They look very goat-like, very cool. I like them a lot. Now, moving down to the beard, it's very, very long. Great material. It's really long. It looks great. I really like the beard on this guy. His long Santa Claus beard. Now, his horns are one of the coolest parts about him. And now, one thing that surprised me about the horns is the fact that they are plastic. These horns are plastic. I expected them to be latex or rubber or vinyl or something, but they are plastic, which surprised me because honestly, I thought they'd be posable, but they definitely aren't. But they are in a perfectly fine pose, so that's fine. They look great. The horns look awesome. They're so long. I actually think from the side he actually looks kind of like a cockroach because those look like antennas. They're super long. At the bottom there you've got the fur, which looks really great. Absolutely great detail on those. Now, the robe is clearly one of the best parts about this prop, as it is very, very detailed and screen accurate. I love the material they use to make it all shiny, just like it appears in the movie. It's got a bunch of stitches on it and stuff, as you can see. It looks great. And then the yellowed little trim that would be white on Santa Claus, but in Krampus's case, because it's so dirty, it is yellow. That looks absolutely fantastic. There's so much detail on it, and you can really see the detail that went into it to make it look dirtied and everything. I think it looks great. And the robe is also extremely heavy, which is a good thing because it's very good quality because of that. Of course, the robe does go down to the bottom there, and it's very long. It flows around him, and then it goes around his hoof there, which I'll get into in just a moment. But it's a very, very long robe. Now, one of my favorite parts about him is the chains, because I love me some chains, and I love how Krampus wears chains. I think it adds to his menacing appearance. I've always loved that. But these chains are probably my only issue with the prop. I love the chains. I love how they look. They do look great. They don't look like your cheap plastic chains that you'd get at Michael's. They definitely have detailing on them, which looks good. But my only issue is that they come apart rather easily. If you just pick them up or something, they are going to come apart because they can obviously be snapped back together, but it is kind of annoying how easily they come apart. But that's honestly, I'm going to be honest, that is my only complaint with the prop, and it's a minor one. it's not a big one at all, because it's actually also a good thing that they come apart easily, because it's easier to make the chains to your desired length. But I love that they have the little jingle bells on them. I think that really adds to it, and they are real bells, which I think is really cool. And there's no proper way to put the chains. You can put them however you want. I like the way that I have them, as this is the way that they are on the box and the spirit images on the website. So I prefer this way best, but you can do it whatever way you want. Now this one across here is definitely my favorite chain, as this one has the giant bell on it. You can hear that. That's very, very loud. I love that bell. I really like it. I think it's super cool. Now his hands are massive, and the detail on them is great. You can see he's got super long fingernails there. They look super cool. The hands just have great detail. He's got his rings that he wears in the movie. Looking great on the hands. And the same with this one. He's got some different rings on this one, but wow, it just looks great. They really went above and beyond on this animatronic, and he looks so screen accurate. Now moving down to his hoof here, this is really nice looking. I really like how the hoof looks, and I love the fur on it. Very, very soft fur it's got, and it looks very realistic. It's very large, and it's super cool. I love how they made it so the hoof sticks out, because they could have easily made it where it doesn't stick out and that it's kind of beneath the robe, but I really like that added touch. Now this guy is massive. This prop is enormous. I had to move out Arctic Dragon and Jack Straw from my room just to fit this guy in, and that's a testament to how big he is. He is an enormous animatronic. The box says 6.5 feet tall, but that is only if you measure up to the top of his head. Including his horns, he is 7.5 feet tall, just like the website originally said. He is almost touching my ceiling. He's definitely, I would say, taller than a towering prop. Maybe just as tall, but I would argue taller. But even more so, that adds to his size, is just his width, with his arms spread all the way like that. It is absolutely massive, and the video does not do it justice. You really have to see this guy in person to see how big he is. But I'm still going to try to give you a comparison the best I can by showing you Krampus next to Sam, and it still does not do it justice, but you can really see how big Krampus is. Or I'll give you a comparison of Krampus next to the Butcher, which I think even more so shows how big he is, because the Butcher is a big prop on his own, who is over 6 feet tall. So this really does show how big Krampus really is. The animation on this guy is perfectly fine. I really like the side-to-side turning on him. I could not see them doing anything else, as it would probably break and wear out his motor, because he's such a heavy animatronic with the clothes on him, because the clothes are so hefty for animatronic clothing that if they would have made him do anything else, it would have probably broke him. So I think the side-to-side turning's fine. I've heard some people complain that it's kind of boring. I don't mind side-to-side turning props. I think they're cool. As long as they look good, have good audio, I don't think side-to-side turning is a bad thing. Sometimes less is more. The audio on him is great. It's truly terrifying, and I was really hoping that he wouldn't play the theme song when we saw him in the teaser. I'm so happy that he doesn't, because though Krampus has an amazing score, I think this audio is the best for him. He does his signature howl that he does in the movie, which I'm really happy about, because that's always been one of the things I found the creepiest about Krampus. And he growls and has some other sounds, and a little bit of background music in one of the phrases. And yes, if you consider them phrases, he does have 2 phrases. So I don't want to keep you guys waiting any longer to see this amazing animatronic. So let's get into demoing Krampus. So there he was. Like I've mentioned, he is an absolutely phenomenal animatronic all around and is probably the most screen accurate licensed prop we've ever gotten. I just want to show this angle of him because I think his side angle really shows how screen accurate he is. As in the movie, one of the most recognized angles to see Krampus is the side angle in the scene where, well, I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm sure you've seen the picture of him from the side. It's very recognizable, and they captured it so well. His posture, everything looks so screen accurate. I love this prop so much because I'm a huge fan of Krampus, the movie and the folklore character in general. And as you guys know, I love demon props already. So even if he wasn't an already existing character, I still would have loved him. But just the fact that he's Krampus just adds on to it so much and makes him such an outstanding animatronic. How well they made him look exactly like he's from the movie. Now, I know getting into territory that's above $300 is very controversial for some people for a Halloween animatronic. But I have to say, and I usually do not justify prices of over $300. I usually say, well, even if it's a good prop, it could have been cheaper. But I've got to say, I can't see Krampus being any cheaper than $350. I think it's a fair price for him. As though he is it is very expensive. Compare that to other props over $300 that we've seen in the past and even see this year, like Mr. Salty. Krampus is a phenomenal price, I think. Well, it's high, but if you're willing to pay it, I think he's worth your money. I really think he is. I am not regretting it one bit. I think he was worth every penny, and with a coupon, I got him for $300, and if I didn't donate to Spirit of Children, he would have been $298, so less than $300 for this guy. And which of us is not going to use a coupon? So really, you're going to be paying less than $300 for this guy, which is 100% worth it. Even $350 full price I think is worth it because he's got so much detail and he looks ripped straight out of the movie that he 100% looks like a professional animatronic. I couldn't see a professional prop company doing this any better than it was already pulled off. It is magnificent. So you already know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to rate this guy a full 10 out of 10. I don't have any complaints with him. It blew me away. I'm so happy with him, and I still can't get over the fact that we have a Krampus animatronic. It's still very mind-blowing to me, and I definitely think he is the best prop of the 2020 Halloween season. You may disagree with me, but that's okay. We all have our own opinions, but I do have to say Krampus is a magnificent prop all around, and I think that is just an undeniable fact. Whether you like him or not, based on if you like the character Krampus or not, you have to admit that they pulled this guy off so well that he is undeniably one of the best animatronics Spirit Halloween has ever sold. And I really hope we get more like him in the near future. So I highly recommend you go pick this guy up during the 2020 Halloween season because if you've checked the website, this guy is the best seller of the year. So if you want him, you better get him fast as he is selling better than any other animatronic this year, which I did not expect, but it's happening. And so if you want this guy, get him as soon as possible. I hope you all enjoyed this review, and I really hope that if you like Krampus, you go out and get him, because I gotta tell you, you will not be disappointed despite his high price. Keep howling at the moon, my werewolves.